Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestlehouse Game Over. I'm your commentator, Mike Kilcole, here with my favourite associate,
Ace Montgomery. And Mike, as we look at this card, I must say this is one of the most stacked cards I've ever had the pleasure of commentating in Wrestlehouse.
Absolutely. And it's set to be an absolutely amazing night tonight. We have plenty of things, obviously. The World Championship being defended by Purge against ELP, which is going to be very exciting.
Not only that, but we've also got the Wrestlehouse Tag Team Championship and the Heatwave Championship being defended as well.
Hello? Rocky? What do you mean? You are shitting me. You're joking me. We have a tag team title match in the next hour or so. What the fuck do you mean you can't make it? Oh. Yep. Nah, you know what? Don't even worry about it. There's going to be repercussions for this, mate. You can fucking bet on that. Damn it.
Alright, everybody, welcome to the first annual Wrestlehouse Awards. We're gonna give one of the prestigious awards to some of the people who have the best years in these sort of categories. First of all, best debut/return. Ryan Tate! Woo! Man, a few words.
No, fuck you, I'm saying more words. That's goddamn right. I built this fucking company and this is what I get. And I'm very happy about it. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first annual Wrestlehouse Awards kicking off tonight. We've just seen Ryan Tate win the best return, and now we've got Vincent Crowley making his way to the ring for a handicap match against Luchas Malvados.
Yes, and obviously over the last few weeks, the Luchas have sort of been at Vincent Crowley quite a bit, and Crowley obviously getting a bit sick of it and sort of throwing the challenge out there for both Luchas. So the match we're about to see right now is kind of what's rolled out.
Those fucking luchas want to take on me. Fuck it, let's
Angry
do it.
boy.
Final words from Vincent Crowley, 1/4 of the righteous plan, and here comes Luchas Malvados.
Bit of an interesting year for the Luchas. They've been a bit up and down the scale, I guess. We did see Vince sort of return with a bit of a affinity for the dark side a little while ago, but ever since Catman's return, we can't help but think Catman just brings out the light in Vince, and it's a bit hard to take him seriously. But nevertheless, both Luchas here today, ready for action.
Just want to touch base on what we saw in the opening of the show. Lockie B, unable, he's not going to be here tonight. He really throws a spanner into the works of the righteous plans, game plan tonight. Because there's only 4 members of this group. We've got the tag team match, the Wrestlehouse title, the Heatwave, and now Vincent Crowley's in there. So one of these guys is going to have to pull double duty tonight.
What? Hello, Mr. Scary Little Green Man.
Yeah, Lucha's having a bit of silly buggers, playing a bit of silly buggers with Vincent Crowley before the match.
Lucha's getting into the head of Crowley. This is a 2-on-1 handicap
Oh,
match.
yeah, let's do this, man. You're getting a shot, man.
I think Vince realises what the fuck's going on now, and the match has begun.
Crowley comes straight out of the gate. DDT to CAT scan. Straight out of the gate, Vincent Crowley is just going on to the attack. And as you mentioned before, Vince Gonzo getting a bit confused because these guys from the Merbean Lucha scene. They wrestle their handicap matches with both men in the ring. That's not how it's going to work here today in the Wrestlehouse. Crowley coming at Cat Scan, and Cat Scan moving out of the way. Crowley going into the turnbuckle. Cat Scan going for the kitty claw early on. This could be it. Cat Scan with the kitty claw on to Crowley.
Up the pin now and one. Oh, and a kick out of one.
Crowley. Kitty claw does not keep Crowley down for long.
We'd like to welcome back the official, Philip Gibson.
Irish whip. That drop kick there, right on the chin of Vincent Crowley. Cat Scan looking good. The tag in. Vince Gonzo. This is the benefit the Lucha's going to have here. Having a partner to tag out. Crowley's going to do this all on his own with the Luchas. They have the option to tag out when they get tired. Take offense here. See that? The wiggle.
The classic Lucha wiggle we have seen maybe only once or twice in Wrestlehouse. But very innovative from this tag team.
These guys like to have fun, to use a bit of innovative offense with the Luchas. Crowley trying to back out of the corner. Vince not letting him go anywhere. And some shots at Crowley in the corner now. Crowley with the reversal. Knee strike to the abdomen. Crowley with a big clothesline to Vince Gonzo sends him to the mat.
A bit of a weird food chain here. Crowley sort of up against the cat and the spider. And, obviously the Lucha's working pretty well together in a lot of cases, but Crowley with the upper hand now. And
oh, he gets caught by Vince. You don't see that often. Vince Gonzo showing a bit of strength. Sending Crowley into the turnbuckle, and now a chest chop to the modern-day Viking.
Vince Flair making his presence known here. Another chop. Just absolutely battering the chest of Crowley here.
Ooh. Sort of a trouble in Lucha Town there to Crowley. Crowley looking dazed. Don't know if Vince really was going for that. And what's Cat Scan doing? He's not the legal man here. And this is what I was saying. These guys don't understand the rules here. The ref's got to take control of this. What is going on here?
Gibbo making Catman get out to make the tag.
Good officiating. And Crowley sent Vince out. And once again, oh, no. Crowley's got him. Crowley's got him here.
Catman
now into a headlock. Crowley trying to wear Cat Scan down. He's really got to isolate one of these guys, cut them out of the match, and not allow a tag.
Beautiful head scissors from Vincent Crowley there.
Nice Hurricane Rana.
Taking a page out of the Lucha's book on that one.
Going for Valhalla, and the Valhalla splash from Vincent Crowley into the corner on Cat Scan, and Cat Scan able to make it to the outside. But Crowley quick on the chase here.
Plants Catman to that entrance there, and the second time now.
Where did Shay come from? What's he doing? These Luchas have got to really focus on losing and risk it DQ.
The referee counting up to 6 now pretty much, but Cat Scan breaking that count. Vincent Crowley.
What is going on here?
It's taken to the crowd and letting everyone just sort of have a bit of a chop, but I think, slapped by that lovely lady there.
Handface gets in on it.
Oh, green hair gets it.
MGK.
Old orange hair gets it. Oh, Paul gets it. And here we go.
Everyone having a go.
Having an absolute batter.
That's got to be a disqualification. Why is the ref allowing this? Even Deli the dog gets in on it.
I wonder if there's anyone left in the backyard to be able to slap Crowley.
I don't agree with Deli getting in on that. He's on the board of directors. He should not be involved in this.
On the Luchas, pointing over at the final audience member over the back there. I don't know if you can really see, but the cool kids from over the fence are, getting a bit excited. I think some.
Oh, what was that?
Batters Crowley with the tray, but I think.
The referee's got to step in here. What is going on? Crowley getting manhandled by the Luchas.
I don't think Crowley really expected to be sort of overwhelmed like this, and now just driving his head into that tray with a little slap.
What is that? Where's the DQ and the kid over the fence got a front row seat to watch Crowley getting beat up by the Luchas.
He's going to remember that one for years to come.
Best seats in the house right there. Yep. Who is the legal man for the Luchas? Is it CatScan?
I think CatScan still is legal.
The ref's really got to take hold of this. What are these Luchas doing? I would have DQ'd him 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, the referee would probably have counted to 100 now.
I don't think CatScan ever got to take Crowley.
But the strength just lifts up Vinci and what a beautiful little GTS. Just absolutely stuns Vinci. Going for the pin now.
Oh, CatScan.
Crowley grabbing the leg of the referee there. Oh, Gibbo not looking too stoked on that.
I don't even think Vinci's legal at this point. But I understand the ref. It's hard to keep track of these luchas. They do look very similar size and similar masks. It can get confusing, especially when they're breaking the rules constantly.
Very, very sneaky luchas, Malvados.
Crowley looking for perhaps another Valhalla splash on the Vinci Gonzo.
Catch him again.
Full steam ahead. And he hits it.
Rolls him out. Oh, beautiful little kick to the back of the head there, and that could be it. Goes for the pin, 1, 2, and Catman jumping in and just breaking that pin at the nick of time.
The Luchas are getting the full Viking experience from Vincent Crowley right now. Crowley looking a little bit spent. It's got to be starting to take its toll that he can't tag out. What's CatScan? It's not even what's going on.
I think technically CatScan is still legal,
Yeah, he never got this.
but
I think they're getting confused. I think Vinci's telling him to get out and tag him properly. They're not trying to risk a DQ.
oh, and accidentally smacks CatScan in the face with that Trouble in Lucha Town.
Trouble in Lucha Town, and a shot to Vinci.
Crowley,
you gotta get CatScan back into the ring now. CatScan out cold.
Pretty fucking stupid.
Puts him into a sleeper hold of Crowley.
trying to drive that wind out of Vinci. And Vinci looking a bit exhausted here. Obviously having the life half choked out of him from that sleeper hold there. And Crowley with a massive crossbody to the outside on CatScan there.
Crowley really taking it to the Luchas now. He's got to get CatScan back in. Oh, showing a bit of respect to the crowd. Vincent Crowley. Sending CatScan, the legal man, back into the ring.
And we'll just like to point out there is a category for Breakout Star in the awards, and it would be very interesting if Vincent Crowley was to win that. Oh, and a nice little head scissors DDT of sorts. Absolutely beautiful by Crowley.
Little DDT, and Crowley gets the 3 count. Vincent Crowley knocks off Luchas Malvados in a handicap match.
Obviously choking the wind out of Vinci enough to not be able to save his friend CatScan. And Crowley picking up the victory in the first match of Wrestlehouse. Game over here today.
Big for Crowley. It's his first win on main event Wrestlehouse. Good job for Vincent Crowley, and this is good news for the Righteous Plan. I think we did send him a warning. Good to see Crowley get
Vinci visibly upset here, but
I'm so sorry,
They
Speedy.
have gone on quite a losing streak.
I forgive you. It's okay. I love you. Where was your fault, huh? No, Speedy.
I think both Luchas sort of just blaming each other for what's occurred just now, but
Come on, Speedy. We're
Hug
brothers,
it out.
man.
Luchas Malvados, best friends since childhood, mortal enemies at the age of 13. When CatScan's always go, whoa, Vinci,
What the hell?
Gonzo!
Vinci, what the fuck? Vinci just
You're a bad person.
throwing a zigzag of sorts to CatScan there. I don't know what the hell is happening right now. These two are brothers, pretty much. This is like Simon and Garfunkel splitting up. This is the end of Mice and Men. I mean, George has just been shot in the head.
You're nothing. You're a pussy.
And Catman just being absolutely destroyed here by his own tag partner, Vinci Gonzo. What?
I'm a little confused. CatScan seemed a bit cowardly and tried to dive onto his back, and I think Vinci just got him. I'm not too sure what's going on here.
Either way, poor CatScan. I wonder we're kind of going to wonder what's going to occur from this, how he's going to feel after he realises what's just happened.
That's the endless heartbreak.
Absolutely destroyed. But nevertheless, very, very interesting matchup. Crowley picking up the win there, and we do have plenty more action to come, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the Heatwave title on the line, as well as a 2 out of 3 falls match between Ace-Shack and Frankie Grime. So we will see that very soon. Coming up next, though, we have our next award to give out. So let's head over to the back and talk to Liam Johnson.
It's too much excitement for me. All right, breakout star of the year. Vincent Crowley! Hey, you come back, you get a battle trophy!
Big night for Vincent Crowley, breakout star of the year and beating Lucius Malvado. Here comes Frankie Grime, the Alpha Wolf of Wrestlehouse.
Hey, so I have just received word from the general manager. Some moderately bad news. Apparently, Ace-Shack has been sort of caught up at the KFC doing a local signing. Obviously, being the MXW Undisputed Champion.
I heard this might be the case. A former colleague of mine, you may know him, a broadcast fellow, Stuart Hassan. Well, what's the Squadron doing?
Squadron.
I'll get back to that in a second. What's the Squadron coming out now for? JP Bamford, 1/3 of the tag team champions.
I have just been informed that JP Bamford is in fact the replacement for Ace-Shack today, considering Ace will not be here. Whether Ace comes later or not, we're not sure. But for now, it looks like we might possibly see a JP Bamford versus Frankie Grime part 2 here today.
2 out of 3 falls. JP Bamford is going to keep later and defend the tag team. Great for Bamford to step up.
Nice little drop of the tag belt, but you know what happens. It's not
Unintentional.
I'm sure the ropes are probably oiled up just before that. So
As I said earlier, JP Bamford will compete later, defending the tag team titles. As I was saying earlier, Stuart Hassan now works for the Bleacher Report. He put up on Twitter that he reckons that Ace-Shack had contractually obligated to do signings at the local KFC today. That's why Ace-Shack is not here, fulfilling his MXW contract. Disappointing, nonetheless, but here we go. JP Bamford and Frankie Grime. Bamford lands some shots into Frankie. I think Bamford knows what's more important to him here tonight, the tag team championships. He's not going to want to waste too much energy here. Probably going to look to knock Frankie off pretty early. Back elbow to Frankie Grime, catching him.
JP Bamford just taking the control early in this match, and as you said, yeah, looking to knock off Frankie pretty early to conserve as much energy as he can for later on. We got Frankie up in the ropes there and just beating on that chest. 50 Shades of Sheamus on this one.
Bamford coming off the ropes. Drop kick into the head of Frankie Grime, sending him to the outside. Frankie's got some interesting gear here tonight.
Looking like he's just stepped out of a sewage farm of sorts, wearing his best white shirt.
Bamford taking a moment to put the Mario hat on. It is game over after all, getting into the spirit of things, but that split second has got Frankie the opportunity now to get a chair involved. Stomping away JP Bamford.
Do you reckon, Ace, even though there's, obviously plenty of jumping sort of knee stomp sort of thing from Frankie Grime, do you think, even though there is that mutual respect there between Frankie and Bamford, Frankie obviously going to be a bit annoyed that Ace-Shack didn't rock up, so whether he's going to end up taking that frustration right out on JP Bamford, we'll have to see, but obviously JP Bamford not wanting to end up in a sort of shit scenario for later on.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, there's no love lost here between these two. Take you back to New Dawn, number 1, Frankie Grime beat JP Bamford for the Wrestlehouse Championship. And quite a match that was. Those two put each other through absolute hell. Frankie Grime walks out on top. And just an interesting statistic is JP Bamford has never beaten Frankie Grime in one-on-one competition. So you got to think that's in the back of JP Bamford's mind right now as he grabs the tag team title, lining Frankie Grime up.
I think Frankie going to duck that, but JP Bamford just a bit too sneaky and sort of lowers the title and still catches him there. But obviously, yeah, as you said, JP Bamford not beating Frankie Grime in a one-on-one competition, and today could be it, Ace. Today could be JP Bamford's day where he picks up a double victory in Wrestlehouse.
As he climbs to the second rope, Frankie looking a bit dazed, and a double axe handle for Frankie Grime.
Beautiful. I don't think Frankie even knew where the fuck he was, let alone JP Bamford there.
Bamford's got to be safe, as we said earlier. No disqualification, 2 out of 3 falls. Looking for a sharpshooter from Bamford. Wrenching on the back of Frankie Grime.
Obviously,
Grime, center of the ring. He's got to try and roll out of it, and he does. Frankie Grime. Now he's got Bamford in a knee bar.
Frankie obviously having to use that technical offense. Bamford having the size advantage here. The power isn't really going to be much help to Frankie today. So, like clutching that knee now. See a bit of damage from that sharpshooter.
Trying to get some feeling back into the left knees, Frankie Grime. Big leg drop across the abdomen of Bamford. Let's not forget, this is 2 out of 3 falls, so 1 pinfall isn't going to do it. You're going to need to get 2 pinfalls. No disqualifications, no countouts. Frankie with a jumping knee, striking Bamford straight on the nose. Bamford looking very dazed now.
Probably making his nose a bit unsymmetrical there. Another knee to the face there. It's absolutely doing a nice little, like a code breaker of sorts to Bamford's arm. Trying to wrench on the shoulder and the head of JP Bamford with those.
To hyperextend the elbow. Bamford just chipping Frankie Grime up. Now baking tray straight to the head of Frankie Grime.
Just fucking plants him. Frankie looks out. If JP Bamford gets him in the ring, that could be the first fall right there. Oh, and pretty well snaps the fingers of Frankie Grime on that one. And Frankie can't do a lot of technical offense, and flipping JP Bamford off in the background there. He can't do a lot of technical offense with broken fingers, that's for sure.
What's Bamford thinking here? He's got Frankie Grime.
Powerbomb onto the apron. The hardest part of the ring. I say that very, very prominently.
Bamford just taking a minute to regroup here. Doesn't want to waste all of his energy early into this match.
I think no matter the outcome here, a couple of Powerades after this match would do Bamford pretty good going into his tag team matchup, but
It's a patented sledgehammer.
and we seen this last time where Frankie Grime pulled out a normal hammer and Bamford answered with the sledge. Frankie ducking it. A super kick to JP Bamford there. Bamford not really getting to use that sledgehammer now, but what's Frankie doing now? Ascending to the second rope. Stomp onto the shoulder of JP Bamford.
Straight across the chest. Frankie Grime gaining control back of this match. Frankie probably wanting to find a way to put JP or Bamford away so he can take the first fall. Obviously, taking the first fall is going to be a clear advantage. JP Bamford with a bit of a distraction. An atomic drop. Bamford sends Frankie into the ropes with a big boot.
Absolutely massive. Plants Frankie straight onto his back. For the first pin here. And just kicks out at 2. Frankie Grime saving himself on that one. Referee Roger Graham circling around now, and
I mentioned how earlier the Righteous Plan, one of them is going to have to pull out the double duty, and JP Bamford's going to have to do the exact same thing, and you'd think probably in a higher stakes scenario here, 2 out of 3 falls, no disqualifications, it's going to take a bit out of you. Bamford grabbing a chair now. Sending it straight into Frankie Grime.
You've got to think with the disadvantage of having to pull double duty, it kind of works out well for both teams now, considering Lockie hasn't been able to make it. So either Ryan Tate or Vincent Crowley are going to have to pull double duty as well as JP Bamford here, which could make the playing field very even. But now Frankie up on JP Bamford's shoulders, drives him into that chair in the ropes there.
Just on the Twitter feed right now, and it seems like A-Shack has responded to the reports of a KFC signing event. He says it's not true, and he simply could not be bothered to show up here. He doesn't think it's worth his time to wrestle Frankie Grime again. What is his take on that?
Well, regardless, you know, over the course of the last few weeks, JP Bamford is beating Frankie's leg now with that pole. Over the course of the last few weeks of the rivalry of sorts between Ace and Frankie, you know, Ace has kind of belittled Frankie as a mid-card champion, and obviously Frankie Grime just wanting to prove himself after the last couple of matches he's had with Ace have ended pretty questionably.
Shaq is the undisputed MXW champion. Speaking of MXW,
JP Bamford with the direct insult straight on that table, and you got to wonder, Frankie being kind of on the fence about all of that. We've sort of seen Frankie go to MXW, and
we've seen Bamford in MXW.
Bamford going one-on-one with Demolition Man at Salvation 2. Demolition Man coming out on top, but JP Bamford sending that final message to Demolition Man and
choking Frankie Grime out on the ropes. Trying to take Grime out as much as he can.
You know, Grime obviously being the smaller person, having to rely a lot on his agility and stuff. So you take the wind out of Frankie again.
What's this referee's name?
This is Roger Graham.
Roger Graham.
This is our classic.
Not in the ring, being distracted. That could have just cost JP Bamford the first fight there.
The referee needs to not listen to the crowd. And Big Purge here, telling the ref off, setting it straight like it should be. And at least Purge, you know, has the right mind about this match. Wants it to be fair.
I wonder if that's going to affect Frankie's Grime, knowing that the Squadron are just behind that curtain, watching very closely.
And obviously being a no disqualification match, they could come out at any moment and give their Squadron brother the advantage.
Bamford trying to create some separation between him and Frankie. Still no falls have been taken here.
Playing a bit of games here and
cat and mouse.
Frankie with that drop kick. I don't think he got it all though, just sort of had to extend the legs a bit.
I mean, a little kick to the kidney is still very effective.
You know, if you're a big drinker, it could be a lot worse, but Frankie lining up, what do we see here?
Assault to the back.
Bamford just sort of rolling under the ring now, and
for a bit of a reprieve from Frankie Grime.
Frankie got a fucking pole vault stick of some sort, or it was a PVC pipe, I think, yes. The same one that Robbo Sanjay was wielding at MXW Aftermath, but
He's trying to run away from Frankie, straight there, but ducking back under, trying to get away.
I think Frankie not so much wanting to go directly for Bamford, but maybe just sort of play around and let him know, you know, no matter where you go, Frankie's going to be there.
Bamford just trying to create a bit of separation here. He's got to rest up. He knows he's got another match later. Frankie Grime. Always the showman is Frankie.
Trying to go for some jabs under the ring there, but Bamford obviously nowhere to be seen. Oh, coming out the other side now.
Bamford trying to run away, and Frankie all over him.
Frankie's tired of playing games, and I think while he knows that JP Bamford's going to have to pull his double duty later on, I think Frankie just a bit too frustrated with the whole situation of A-Shack not being here to kind of care, but at the same time, as we've sort of pointed out, the mutual respect here, I think Frankie Grime is sort of going to take that into account. But obviously not caring too much, setting up the table that Bamford pulled out.
Intentions of Frankie Grime, but Bamford, that's very smart. That is great wherewithal from Bamford, knowing that he probably doesn't have the energy right now to fight back against Frankie Grime, but he can prevent himself going through this table just for a moment. Might give him the edge later.
And Bamford looking like he's just been woken up after a 12-hour nap from smoking cones all night, but nice chair shot to the face now from Frankie Grime. What's he got planned here? Setting up the chair next to Bamford. And uses that elevation to sort of drop his forearm down right onto Bamford's throat.
I think you'll find that straight across the thorax really does hurt that.
Fucking tag team champion rider.
You know, if Bamford can't breathe very well at any point, then
He's never
you
fucking
know that
beat
could
me.
spell disaster
And he
later
never
on
will.
in the tag match. But
Could spell disaster for Bamford.
But I love him, you see.
Frankie Grime playing up to the crowd a bit. Got a lot of friends and family in the crowd tonight, does Frankie Grime. Very popular member of the Wrestlehouse roster. What's Frankie got in mind here? Bamford with an Irish whip. Bamford reverses and sends Frankie in.
one side, looping into the corner.
Didn't quite get all of it, but I think the knee straight to the face of Frankie Grime there is going to really hurt.
Enough to take him down, but
Hooking both legs and gets the 3 count does JP Bamford. The first fall of this match goes to Bamford. Now Bamford needs to get 1 fall as Frankie is going to need to win the next 2 falls to win this match. And that is an uphill battle for Frankie Grime, to say the least.
and you know that could have possibly been that moment for JP Bamford had this been a 1-4 match. Would have just spelled a victory for JP Bamford, but Frankie retreating to the other corner now to sort of collect himself a bit.
Another clever kick. Bamford stops himself and runs straight into a claymore from Frankie Grime. Grime could be looking for the second fall very quickly off the back of Bamford's first one.
Another claymore there.
Bamford looks rocked. Grime setting up for a third. Claymore sends Bamford down. Bamford is out.
1, 2, 3.
Bamford kicking out of 3 claymores.
I think what you'll find there is Frankie Grime only had a hand on JP Bamford. That's very easy to kick out of. You don't need to expend a lot of energy to kick out of that. If Frankie Grime had perhaps hooked a leg or 2, it might have been a different outcome right there. Now, Frankie perhaps for the 4th Claymore. Bamford does not want none. He rolls out to the outside.
Wisely making his way out there.
You know what?
Whether you love him or hate him, JP Bamford does usually find ways to use the ring to his advantage to try and gain as much of an advantage over his opponents as he can.
And Frankie, I think, just trying to find the right spot. Jump from, climbs to the top though. JP Bamford on the outside. What can we see?
JP Bamford is dazed
Right
here.
here. Massive coffin drop from Frankie Grime. Just takes out JP Bamford, and Roger Graham just sort of looking on like, what the fuck has just happened?
Coffin drop from the skies. Frankie Grime sending it up.
And we're not quite sure what's just happened there. A bit of a camera glitch. We apologise for that, but
Technical difficulties. Few and far between here in Wrestlehouse, and I do apologise that you had to see that.
it's been happening quite a lot recently, and you know, we're still kind of at a loss of what's actually making all these technical difficulties happen.
There's someone
but
in that production truck is getting fired, I tell you what. Massive kick to Bamford. Was that a Claymore?
2, 3.
I
1
think
for the
a
Grime.
bit of a half claymore, half boot, but either way enough to take out
Once
JP
you've taken
Bamford.
3 Claymores and a coffin,
Not enough.
you know, you're really gonna. The next move's really gonna take you out anyway. And now we go 1-1. Frankie Bamford. Who's gonna get the 3rd and final fall of this match? Frankie Grime back to the outside. He knows what he has to do to put Bamford away now. Put him through that table as he sets it up.
Visibly exhausted here. Frankie sort of dropping to his knee for a sec, and you got to think JP Bamford's chance to beat Frankie Grime in one-on-one competition is still alive. It is still here. He can do this, but providing
We just saw Frankie with the comeback there. Bamford with the sledgehammer, just a slight shot to that kidney. But as I said earlier, you know, a shot to the kidney is a shot to the kidney. It's going to take you down no matter how hard you hit him, especially with a sledgehammer.
sort of stirring his way up, and a couple of kicks to the shoulder there for Bamford.
burying his face into the arm there, trying to cover as much as he can.
The table's sitting there right on the outside, looking like a pretty dangerous position for both these men to be in. And Frankie trying to lock in that sleeper there.
Fuck you! Fuck us both!
Bamford sending himself and Frankie going leg first through that table.
Bamford's just pulling out all the stops to make sure that he didn't suffer a loss at the hands of a sleeper hold from Frankie Grime. You know, obviously not one of Grime's strongest sort of moves, but JP Bamford, obviously a unique thinker.
In the line to just try and get a little bit more, trying to get the upper hand against Frankie Grime. Grime sending Bamford back in. Click up to his feet was Grime. We saw he didn't quite go all through the table. Oh, and a low blow.
Sneaky little dick shot from Bamford there.
No disqualifications.
You could kick him in the dick 100 times.
They call him the second dirtiest player of the game, JP Bamford. But he knows that table. It's still got a bit of give to it. It's still alright.
Still good, Frankie.
He can still do a bit of damage with it.
And obviously, the spray paint on the table, maybe a bit of a direct, a bit of a direct message to Ace Shack there for not rocking up. But regardless, Bamford with Frankie up on the shoulder,
Table propped in,
just drives him straight through it.
like a spine buster through the table. Cracking it straight down the middle. Now Bamford, he's just got to get Grime back in the ring, pin him, and this could be it.
Frankie just looking absolutely mangled right now. I don't think he sort of realizes where he is at the moment. Clutching on just under the ribs there is Frankie Grime. Obviously a bit ruined from that.
Bamford's just throwing Grime back into the ring. He's got him here. This is all Bamford's now. Goes up for the atomic drop from Grime. They'll reverse it.
Grime locking it in. He calls this the Crimson Bow. And we haven't really seen him do it before, but obviously utilising it now to try and get the better of JP Bamford.
Sends Bamford to an end. Bamford taps out.
Bamford making the tap. That is the second
Second fall to Frankie Grime. Frankie Grime wins it 2 out of 3 falls, 2 falls to 1. Coming back after JP Bamford claiming the first one. What an upset for Frankie Grime to fight back here. Shows the kind of wrestler that Frankie Grime is, just not giving up. Chips it down, back against the wall. Frankie Grime pulls out 2 falls to get the win here. Bit of respect shown to Frankie Grime. You know, these two, they've had their differences in the past, but recently they've been on good terms.
I think the MXW guests that we've had over the past few months have sort of banded these tense rivalries together between Wrestlehouse superstars. Obviously the Squadron and Frankie Grime have had a bit of a past, but that's sort of put aside when it comes to
Alright guys, match of the year. From New Dawn 2, Righteous Clan versus Squadrons! Yeah, let's get, yeah.
You weren't even there.
Okay. I got 2.
Righteous way.
Mr. Morgan.
Kiss it! Kiss it!
Words to the camera.
There's a whole lot black.
All this gold! Woo!
Too much gold.
Too much gold for the squadron. Couldn't possibly hold any more. Excuse me, mate.
I won't have that much when I'm
It's getting a bit tense. Righteous Clan and Squadron. Match of the year. And they go again tonight. Could we see a repeat? Could we get... I think we're going to be in for a treat. The Squadron and Righteous Clan, could they outdo their previous performance?
absolutely intent on retaining their tag titles. But coming up next, we do have the Heatwave Championship on the line as Ryan Tate of the Righteous Clan defends it against Jimmy fucking Burton.
Alright, we have best OMG moment. ELP interrupts Grime and Burton at guerrilla warfare.
Go fuck yourself.
And that is why ELP is the first name. Suck his dick! 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 Oh shit! Suck his dick!
My award ceremony! Be civil.
Fuck you both.
And the room's spinning around a bit because of all the gayness. But either way, ELP technically taking out that award there, and Frankie Grime maybe getting a bit of revenge for ELP interrupting the match at Guerrilla Warfare. Jimmy Burton out here now.
Those signature kendos thrown into the ring by Burton.
Usually,
I don't believe this to be a no DQ match for Jimmy Burton.
no, I don't believe it is. I believe it is just a singles match at this point. But obviously, Burton always wielding a kendo. You never know what's going to happen.
My name is Jimmy fucking Burton. Now, last fucking time I was here.
Yeah, good one, dickhead.
I already broke it, huh? I already broke it. Well, we're gonna have some fun.
Crowd trying to get into the mind of Jimmy Burton and throw him off, but Burton's too fucking aggressive.
Oh my god!
Takes out the cameraman. What are you doing,
He's on the
dickhead?
payroll, Burton. Cameraman scurrying away. I don't blame him.
Bring me interrupted. My name is Jimmy fucking Burton.
An absolute loose cannon this man is.
Fucking Burton. And if you don't shut
gonna
your
have to give
fucking mouth,
The card to my
You're
doctor,
next.
Dr. Shelby, I reckon.
last event that we had here, I got a couple of
Burton's
beers.
laying out the law for the crowd
Fucking
now.
panda comes out of
Crowd
Canadian
being
history.
very
Look
vocal,
into
but
it. Long fucking history. Turns
Jimmy
out
Burton
he's
not
this
having a
fucking
bar of it.
Ryan fucking Tate guy from MXW. There's a reason he fucked off. He's a little bitch. Now, he took something of mine, old Rusty, and he fucking ruined it. And I want it back. So, Tatey boy, come to puppy.
I've just been told by Wrestlehouse management to put a censorship warning here. Frankie over there, sorry, Jimmy Burton, right over there. If there are any children watching, we apologise for that.
this is a PG-18 show, and we don't condone bad language or violence, in fact, at all to children. But
The leader of the righteous plan, the son of a preacher man, Ryan Tate.
Ryan Tate, pretty much a day one Wrestlehouse star, and obviously
Tate looks ready to go right now.
he looks like he's about to capture some aliens and neuralize a crowd.
Since returning, we've definitely seen a meter straight to Ryan Tate. Building
Lucha's No Bardos theme song playing now. Hey, Gonzo out here for some stupid reason.
You always always expect the unexpected. I say.
You can't put it past Vince Gonzo to...
Sorry, I'm taking it back here. Vince Gonzo coming out to the ring.
But I know that Speedy has more potential around anyway. So fuck the Luchas Malvados.
What the fuck's he doing here?
Check, man.
Vince not too stoked about the result from earlier, and Vince talking to Trav backstage, apparently, the GM Trav, and Trav has turned around and apparently decided that he would put Vince in this match in order to try and redeem himself. Well, Kendo straight to Tate there. Looked like Burton and Tate were going to work together for a sec to take out Vince Gonzo, but Burton just delivering a kendo to Vince, but he takes out the knees of Vince Gonzo.
Striking you. Look at that. See how that kendo is frying up that hurts a lot. Oh! Yeah, Tate.
Wonderful.
Not having any of it. He had enough of that kendo.
Obviously, Burton taking that opportunity. This being now a triple threat match means no disqualifications at all. Burton using that kendo is completely legal. Beautiful suplex from Ryan Tate to Vince Gonzo there.
How Ryan Tate just out of the gate, showing no remorse.
Look after him, man.
That vicious side of Ryan Tate that we love to see. obviously recently in the last couple of weeks, Ryan Tate showing a little bit of remorse for his horrible antics towards other Wrestlehouse superstars. And it's been a little bit questionable between him and ELP in the Righteous Plan as ELP tries to assert himself as the leader.
Tate is definitely at odds in his own head at the moment as to what's going on. He's going a bit back right now. He has all focus. He wants to retain the Wrestlehouse Championship. Or Vince Gonzo going up for a second suplex, and Vince with the knee to the abdomen. Vince has a lot to prove here. He, perhaps Cassian cost him the match earlier against Vincent Crowley. He's got a chance now to win the Wrestlehouse, the Heatwave Championship. Oh, Vince Gonzo busting out a suplex of his own, just able to get Tate up and over.
We don't really see many power moves from Vince Gonzo, but managing to pull out that beautiful trouble in Lucha Town early in the match.
Tate blocked it a bit. Here comes sneaky Jimmy Burton. And, the Victorian better from Jimmy Burton, and he grabs that kendo.
Fucking Burton!
I've seen Burton put plenty of people away with that before. That could have been it. But we know Burton, he likes to put on a show.
The Victoria Bitter, that is the move that Burton did beat Arnold Strange with to first win the Wrestlehouse Heatwave title, or Old Rusty as he likes to call it.
Just swinging away with those kendos. These were handmade from Jimmy Burton. We don't provide the kendos here. Jimmy Burton, he sits at home and he makes these, and he designs them in such a way. Look at how it frays up so quickly. So you're not only being hit, you're being hit by multiple little bits of bamboo. And I got to tell you, that is the most painful thing you can be hit with.
Rumour has it, Jimmy Burton in his younger years spent 10 years in the basement of a satanic church rolling kendos and cigarettes for Satan himself.
What's weird is the next 5 years he spent in the, living with a panda, where he learned to craft these bamboo objects. And now it's being used against him as Tate swings away at the knee, and Vince just able to sort of stop the kendo there. Oh,
sort of stun off the ropes there. Planting Ryan Tate back, obviously a bit more impactful than first thought, but Vince up on a nice forearm over the ropes now from Vince.
I gotta tell you, say that's not impactful. Mick Foley lost an ear because of them ropes, so let's not discredit how dangerous those ropes can be.
I'll give you a sec.
Yes, but Mick Foley obviously being more tied up than a fucking shoelace in those ropes, but obviously if Ryan Tate was to end up in the same point of this, here we go. Jay and Burton working together now, a bit of an alliance there for a second, but
you have to sort of think maybe the crowd's probably behind Jimmy Burton in this match. You have Vince Gonzo, they weren't very happy with him train CAT scan. Nobody likes Ryan Tate. So you're going to think that Jimmy Burton might be a fan favourite here, which is a bit odd to think about.
Look, if there was a sports bet market for this match, I would probably put my money on Burton.
Running buckle bomb. Sending Gonzo down. Bit of strength on display from Jimmy Burton.
Obviously not doing the usual release into the buckle there, but using his own weight to crush Vince in between himself and the turnbuckle.
Oh, we might call that like a buckle accordion there. Burton's got that bacon toe. He's got to be careful. He did give himself a touch of gloves. Oh, but this time smart enough to just whack it straight onto Tate's head.
I think, he'd be pretty stupid to hit himself in the head with it again, but
He likes to hype himself up, Jimmy Burton. It's quite a lifestyle. I once saw Jimmy Burton down a whole bottle of Jack Daniels. It was amazing. I've never seen anything quite like it. Straight Jack, no Coke involved. Well, a little bit. Now Vince Gonzo sending Tate down.
I think Tate just sort of throwing himself in the middle there. Vince and a bit of a distraction from a crowd member in the back there.
Right, neither man really knowing what to do, and Tate just had enough time to get up and all plants Burton with the DDT.
Vince sort of circled around the other end of Ryan Tate. Tate up on the turnbuckle now, and usually it's the other way around. We'd see Vince for a high flying, but trying to maybe set up for some sort of a superplex.
Oh, Vince losing his footing.
Silly fucking lucha. Going for it now, but oh, Vinci with a, we don't know what the fuck that was, almost like a bodged fucking Falcon Arrow of sorts, but straight into the submission now, and
You got to think Tate's hold would be hurting after that. Now into a sleeper. Jimmy Burton right there. Jimmy Burton, you got to break this up. Tate could pass out at any second. That's it. Grabbing the arm of Brian Tate. That perhaps prevents a tap out, which is actually quite smart from Jimmy Burton, preventing Tate from being able to tap out now. He get his own sleeper on Vinci Gonzo.
No. No, I'm alright.
I think if Vinci was to tap out here, it'd be a bit of an insult to him.
got him.
Obviously, not being able to make Ryan Tate just tap out there.
In fact, Jimmy Burton previously has bar experience. I believe he may have put someone in the sleeper hold before, looking at his form. And the baking tray to the top of the head. Look at how that baking tray is folded.
Is that the best you got?
You know, went on the street in Burton's side job as a bartender.
Oh, here we go.
Destroying the head of Tate, but Tate just
Taking all of it.
straight up, and
He's got the power of God. Oh,
I don't think he expected that one. I think the surprise just got him then.
oh, not the Victorian bitter on the tray. There it is. This is going to be it. Jimmy Burton looking to become a two-time Heatwave champion. Tate is down and oh, Gonzo double stomp to the back of Burton. Gonzo could seize the opportunity.
You know, slamming Ryan Tate's head onto that tray from a pedigree, and Vinci not going for that.
Oh, the Victorian bitter again.
Same thing to Vinci Gonzo, and this has got to spell a victory for Jimmy Burton now. And
Oh,
Jimmy Burton has
Burton
to,
clutching the right knee, I believe. He might have landed knee first on that baking tray. That's going to hurt as well.
and obviously Burton needing this win so that he has a belt to keep his pants up. They're going for the pin now, and Ryan Tate just using whatever energy he had there to sort of break it up.
True. I'm an old school man. I don't really understand this Burton fashion. He's got holes in his jeans. Perhaps if he didn't have those holes in his jeans, he wouldn't have hurt his knee from that.
I feel, yes, the aerodynamics might be an advantage, but slamming your knees onto a...
Straight to the outside. Tate. He's got Vinci Gonzo where he wants him. Oh, skill is rising.
Just plants Vinci Gonzo there. This could be it.
Burns out, hooking both legs. Ryan Tate retains the Heatwave Championship.
The Righteous Plan continue to hold the Heatwave title now. When Burton just unleashing on Ryan Tate, not happy about the result there. Not being part of the victory in that one, just pretty much
Looking very angry.
pretty much the black sheep of this match at the moment. Burton making a statement at the expense of Ryan Tate. Vinci Gonzo obviously not really needing any extra hits. He was just fucking killed by Ryan Tate essentially. Throwing that title back to Ryan Tate. You got to wonder whether this match, maybe without Vinci Gonzo, will occur again at some point in the future. But either way, Ryan Tate picking up the victory, successfully defending his Heatwave Championship. And what an awesome matchup that was. An absolute psychotic side to Jimmy Burton.
Praise eyes of Burton, the cameraman known to stay away.
Alright, best tag team. Squadron!
I think it's safe to say.
Charge your fucking trophies, boys!
Fuck!
How much does that pay us?
That's horrible.
That's disgusting, that.
Congratulations to the Squadron picking up Tag Team of the Year, having a bit of wine out of their Sippy Cup trophies.
I don't think they liked it too much. The Chancellor and Co. endorsement might fall through after that.
The one we've all been waiting for. Arnold Strange. Superstar of the Year, not Arnold Strange. JP Bamford!
Settle the fuck down. I'm not afraid of old being on YouTube. I thought I told you what to settle the fuck down.
Clean sweep.
ELP, eat a dick. You thought it was a fucking hairline? It was like that in a bomb thread. Bit stupid of you to give me a fucking blunt object. I might go bludgeon some cunt. But cheers.
I think that wine may have got to JP Bamford there. Superstar of the year. The Squadron taking our tag team of the year. What impressive from the Squadron. And here they come. JP Bamford, Adrian Goodwin from the Wrestlehouse World Championship. For that big Purge.
Purge bearing some crutches here. Not quite sure what to go with. Well, last episode, of course, we did see a little bit of continuous assault on Purge's knee.
Inadvertently started.
Take a look at this Wrestlehouse. All these people here to see the Squadron. Woo!
Bamford just basking in the glory of Wrestlehouse's live crowd.
He loves to play it up, doesn't he, JP Bamford? Thinks very highly of himself. Inadvertently, Purge's ankle injury was perhaps caused by Adrian Goodwin at first.
We haven't really had a report yet of what is happening with the Wrestlehouse World Championship match later on against ELP, but by the looks of things, it could end up being, well, worse off for ELP if Purge isn't able to compete. Another tag belt drop from JP Bamford there, second one this event, absolutely loving it.
Squadron's got all the gold. Woo!
Bamford obviously going one-on-one with Frankie Grime earlier. Had to be relatively exhausted and sort of...
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, not
just
here,
a few
it's
moments.
Adrian Goodwin.
The main event is going to happen this evening. The Squadron will defend the Wrestlehouse Tag Team Championships against the Righteous Plan. And just before that, as you can see, Big Purge, who is set to defend the Wrestlehouse Championship tonight, is instead on crutches and with a bad ankle, and he cannot compete tonight. I'm upset just as much as you are. Thank you.
Well,
if
just
not
been
more.
confirmed now that the Wrestlehouse World
Wrestlehouse
Championship
management
match between
in their
Purge and ELP
vendetta
won't be
against
happening
the Squadron
tonight due to an
Have
injury.
decided that not only will Big Purge not wrestle tonight, that he must relinquish
Yeah, but having a bit of trouble there.
the Wrestlehouse
Seeing
World
the rope on the
Championship.
belt on the rope.
Boo, management, boo! Horrible thing to have happened. Oh, not really. Now, I'm going to ask that all of you stand with me.
What about your buddy?
We are all going to stand in solidarity with the Big Purge.
Place, I think we better stand up for this moment.
I'm already standing up.
Fuck, you are too. That's how short you are, Jesus.
4'3".
Some have actually referred to Frankie Grimes Johnson as being 4'3", but we're yet to see it in person.
Still taller than Ryan Tate.
For the respected
10 bell salute. Complete silence from you. Show some respect.
That is the 10 bell salute.
Thank you, man.
It was only 8, was it?
Matt's obviously not being the engineer's strong suit here.
I counted 10.
Bamford trying to correct him here. Now that's 11.
Let's do 13. It's a cool number.
Not,
Two more?
I mean, this
Two
is
more times.
worse than a home job Anzac parade.
Bit of confusion.
One more.
Can I do one?
Yeah.
My hands are all right.
Hey!
Squadron get there in the end. Being cut off by the righteous plan. They've seen enough, haven't they?
The Righteous Plan obviously intent on destroying the Squadron and ending their tag team championship reign, and ELP, Ryan Tate and Vincent Crowley here today. Obviously, as we knew from earlier, Lockie B not able to make it today due to, well, from what we have sort of heard, Lockie B's a little bit hungover as it was his birthday not too long ago, a couple of days ago. So happy birthday to Lockie B.
Celebrating the win too early, and I might just point out, look at ELP's hair here, glowing in the sun, isn't it?
It looks like an absolute lion, and I love it.
A little bit ginger, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, look at that, the Squadron. Game faces on.
You know, I actually wonder if ELP is related to Aslan from Narnia in any way. Obviously the mane just looking nice and fluffy and beautiful is all I could really say.
I wonder which of these three is going to step up tonight. Which two of these possible three men is going to take on the Squadron for the tag team championship? No, ELP will not get his Wrestlehouse championship shot tonight. Look at Purge, he can't even stand up. So you think ELP, Tate or Crowley is going to stand up here?
I wasn't done speaking.
I'm a war veteran, damn it.
ELP obviously going to have a big chip on his shoulder after finding out the news tonight that he will not have his championship match.
Wrestlehouse manager took that from Purge.
Yeah, bring me my
before I
sack.
could tonight. And then
Bring me my sack.
compensation. The compensation
Purge
was
called it for a
Wrestlehouse
sack.
management gave the Squadron the privilege
I've seen Purge's sack.
And honor.
It's not a pretty sight.
to unveil.
I'll sit down if I want to, goddamn. I fought for this country. Now, this
Sneaky
is
little
bad.
bags. There better not be a fucking snake in there, Purge.
If Damien's in there, I'm leaving.
Wrestlehouse!
You know what? I think it should get. You should shine off. Give it the shine it deserves.
The new and improved
tell.
Wrestlehouse
Oh,
World
Wow.
Championship.
boy, you're absolutely
Take a good look at that.
beautiful. The brand new Wrestlehouse
think
World
that this was
Championship.
just on the shoulder of me and
I've just been
Adrian?
handed a note. 24 karat
Wrestlehouse
gold,
management
real leather.
I've
That's
decided
goat
to do
leather,
a Gold Rush
genuine,
tournament to crown a new Wrestlehouse champion. but
handcrafted. Look
No
at
matter,
that.
we already know
Shine.
who's going to win it. It's coming back home to the Squadron
Yeah,
soon
doing
enough.
the announcement from
you
management that there
for
will
not
be a Gold Rush
interrupting me.
tournament for the
Mwah.
Wrestlehouse World Championship.
Purge forced to relinquish the belt with a possible 8 months on the shelf for Purge with that ankle injury.
Unfortunately, because I was scheduled to face ELP at this pay-per-view, who's your first entrant in the Gold Rush?
What?
What was that, sorry?
You're the first one in the Gold Rush.
I am? Oh, very good. You're looking at your next World Heavyweight Champion.
No, I don't believe
Well, ELP, the first announced competitor for the Gold Rush tournament, which will most likely take place in Season 3 of Inferno. And just on that note, we would like to thank everyone for their support over the last couple of seasons of Inferno, including from Facebook all the way through to YouTube.
Remember to chair shot the subscribe button. Join the Facebook group, get involved with all things Wrestlehouse.
Of course, you can stay updated with events, episodes, live shows, etc. all on our Facebook, which you will find the link on our channel page.
Just quickly checking the Twitter feed. We've got Squadron leading this. 55% of fans think the Squadron's going to beat the Righteous Plan. A-Shack has tweeted out that he really doesn't care who wins it. He's angry that there's another tag team main event. And Lockie B showing his support for the Righteous Plan.
Just sitting here scrolling through Instagram, Ace, and I have just come across a post from Frankie Grime wishing the best to the Squadron after his match with JP Bamford earlier. Obviously, the respect.
You talk about a big match feel. This is it. The tag team titles on the line. The Squadron clocking in at some 300 plus days. I'll get the exact number for you in just a moment, if you like. I've asked the producers to hand that to me. As this match is about to get underway, we've got ELP and Ryan Tate from the Righteous Plan. We just saw Ryan Tate in action before JP Bamford in action earlier against Frankie Grime.
And our new official for today, Scud Wilbur, will be officiating this match.
the engineer of offense, and the star child versus the son of the preacher man and ELP.
Tag Team Championships on the line right now in what is now the main event of Wrestlehouse Game Over. Vincent Crowley looming on the outside there to obviously make sure nothing goes a bit wrong and assist his Righteous Plan brothers. Obviously Purge being on the outside too, but maybe at a bit of a disadvantage there, considering he can barely walk. Wilbur making sure the teams are ready. Bell is rung. Tornado Tag Team action is underway. Squadron just laying into Righteous Plan now.
Here we go, double clothesline. Both miss, double back forearm, they both miss it. Chop to the midsection, the Squadron in sync at the moment.
Stereo drop kicks from the Squadron, absolutely beautiful. And this is why these guys are Tag Team of the Year. Absolutely innovative.
Look at the show-offs, the Squadron.
Now ELP and Ryan Tate now turning the tables now, and JP Bamford is rubbing some shoulders into ELP, but
Ooh, double cross body.
Just colliding with each other like a fucking
Bamford
truck crash.
going for the pin, looking to end things early. Tate and ELP not going to let that happen. SPD, emergency, if you will. Now ELP on the attack, stomping a mud hole into Bamford. I've just been handed the official tally on the Squadron's reign. 323 days. Very close to a year.
Yeah, almost a full year for the Squadron, but
They won it at Wrestlehouse lockdown. Some forget the quarantine era of Wrestlehouse, dark times. But the Squadron able to win the Tag Team Championships and have not lost them in 323 days, which is 10 times longer than any relationship that I've ever been in. Here we go. ELP going up to the top. You do not see this often from ELP. High risk, high reward in ELP. Eating the shit right there. And look at Tate, he is concerned. That's got to hurt ELP.
I think Adrian generally using the Swanton Bomb to put away his opponents, but ELP trying to take a page out of his book.
Oh, the twist of fate to Ryan Tate. If I will take you back to a previous event, New Dawn, where Adrian Goodwin was the one who missed the Swanton on ELP. Bit of a return to the favour.
Obviously Adrian learning from that mistake and not really letting ELP capitalise on it, but
We've also got the mole man, Vincent Crowley, at the ringside. And Bamford signalling for the swing. He calls himself the Prince of Swing. Looking a bit lackluster there, Bamford.
I think obviously exhausted from the match from earlier, but just directing the attention to Adrian Goodwin now.
Adrian putting in a bit of theatrics for that. But it might get the job done. Bamford with the cover. Hooks the leg and a kick out. 2 from Ryan Tate. ELP still down from his miss Swanton. You're going to think there's a potential for injury. Oh, and a drop kick to the back.
If there wasn't, there probably is now. Straight into the spine of ELP.
And cause significant damage. Bamford taking ELP for a walk. What is this?
What's this fuckwit doing out here? He just lost his Heatwave match.
Oh my god! Oh yeah!
Pretty much thrown straight into the bin and slammed with that lid. Probably a bit of bin liquid in the mouth there.
Looks like it.
It almost looked like Tate was rolling ELP for a pin, but I just realised.
The Graham's rubbish spilled out to the outside, and look at Bamford on clean-up duty here.
Kids always recycle.
And both teams now taking the chance to regroup. Tornado tag, anything goes, no countouts. Squadron and Righteous Plan once again going to come face to face. We got Ryan Tate on his own. ELP is still down. Feeling the effects of this match, Ryan Tate can put up a fight against the Squadron. Oh, and Bamford
Cut off early by JP Bamford there.
the running shoulder tackle just sent it. And then look at Bamford, he's hurt himself as well. Doing what he can to help his tag partner. Oh, and a drop kick.
Finally back up to his feet is ELP, and probably looking to take control.
And kick to the shoulder. Off the ropes. Big splash from Adrian Goodwin.
You know, I think ELP has some on a beautiful little drop kick there. Sends Ryan Tate to the outside. You know, I think ELP has spent most of this match on the ground already, but you know, obviously ELP is a very strong, resilient lion, so it'll be interesting to see him make a comeback of sorts. But
Bamford and Adrian looking to take Ryan Tate down and crossbody from Adrian Goodwin.
Adrian?
And I just have to ask, Ace, how many suits does Ryan Tate have in the back? We just seen him dressed in all black for his Heatwave match.
Bamford just telling Adrian Goodwin to get the doors.
Kind of expecting Jim Morrison to walk out here.
Back to the Dudleys.
Tate maybe using the same tactics as JP Bamford earlier in the 2 out of 3 falls match, trying to push over the table supports.
Wrenching on the arms of Ryan Tate there, JP, and ELP makes the save. Big boot. Adrian Goodwin, he's got the door and just smacks ELP with it. That's one way to utilise the weapons. Now Adrian Goodwin just laying in to the righteous plan. You'll love to see it, don't you? Now a bit of tag team offense, perhaps. Ryan Tate throws ELP out of the way, and he's getting hit by the door.
Sacrifices himself.
Here's the Squadron. And the Squadron once again setting things up. Looking to set the door up and do some damage.
ELP's still on his feet over at the entrance there, and gotta wonder whether he's gonna let this happen. And I think a little bit more concerned with the fact that Ryan Tate just sacrificed himself to save ELP. Now the Squadron on the attack now, but Ryan Tate, a little sort of a drive-by.
Sending Bamford sort of down. Oh, Bamford moved out of the way.
I'm sorry, man.
Sort of sacrificing Adrian Goodwin, a bit of payback for earlier, perhaps. I don't know if Bamford knew Adrian was there. Perhaps unintentional. Shoving Bamford away.
Create some separation to set this table up, but all 4 men absolutely ruined so early into this match, and you know that basically just says one thing. And
Bamford lying in wait, waiting for it to be set up by the righteous plan, and now going for a back body drop. Doesn't quite get the height, and ELP pushing it, helping Tate there.
maybe we might even see Righteous try the same thing and put Bamford through the table this time, but Adrian's sort of recollecting himself in the ring.
Oh, look at Purge, sneaky. So slides in that crutch to Adrian, but looks like ELP able to cut him off there, and perhaps Purge inadvertently may have just caused a bit of damage to Adrian. Tate holding Bamford in position. Bamford just moved. ELP goes knees first through the door. Oof.
It almost looked like he intended to send himself through that, but I don't think you thought
I think he was going for a meteora through the door and driving knees first through there. Tate not able to hold JP in position well enough. Squadron got to regroup.
We know ELP's history with knee injuries and ankle injuries, etc. You know, that could potentially be bad for ELP in this matchup. Ryan Tate now on the attack. Oh, and using a little slingshot spear. Drop kick from Adrian.
Gets a heel kick from Adrian. And a second heel kick. Ryan Tate looks like he's rattling. He knows ELP's out of it. Shot to the midsection there. Adrian, we're going for the cover. Try to cut off one man, make this as much as you can a handicap.
ELP still a bit rocked from jumping through that table. Now JP Bamford just lands some shots ahead.
DDT. Tate Bamford holding the arms of ELP down and just laying some shots in there and not allowing ELP to protect himself at all.
You know, we've got to be... JP Bamford's got to be sort of careful if he's...
Spinning Shippuden.
Too focused on assaulting ELP on the outside. You know, Ryan Tate could sneakily pick up this win here, but...
Go for the second one. Ooh, and Bamford straight in. Shot to the face. Ryan Tate.
Obviously, Bamford not getting too distracted off ELP there. And
Hey, Bamford!
well, now, ELP,
Look at this. That man's a cripple.
Purge is injured, but you have to... there's no disqualifications, unfortunately, for Purge, but JP Bamford straight over to help out his injured.
Perhaps Purge shouldn't be out here. Ooh, DDT Bamford looking like he landed at the first on that crutch. Oh, shot to the back. It's made of genuine pine wood, those crutches. Super kick to Adrian Goodwin. ELP finding a second wind here. Still feeling some effects. Drop kick to Adrian.
Ever since ELP's return, we've seen a bit more of a bit of a broad offense, you know, including a lot of drop kicks and everything of the sort. And you know, it's been really refreshing to see this new side of ELP and Ryan Tate, or better known together as SPD, or formerly known, I should say, as SPD Emergency. But obviously, you know, the squadron has plans for every situation, and there's no different now as JP Bamford drives that crutch into ELP's kidneys. Straight into the back, damaging the spine of ELP. You know, the top of those crutches are a little padded, but it's more so just for support for the armpits as you walk along. It's not...
It's pretty solid. Not intended to be. Now Bamford with a cross face. With the crutch, and that's gonna hurt. That's straight an ELP there. Perhaps saving a potential submission. That's hardwood just driving straight into the mouth of Ryan Tate. That's right, hardwood in Ryan Tate's mouth. And now Adrian Goodwin back to his feet. And ooh, an enziguri. Assisted from the ropes there. Adrian Goodwin looking to cover. ELP 9 perhaps looking to go up. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of Goodwin engineering.
And that was a good one for sure. Now maybe JP Bamford going to do the same, climb to the second rope. And drops that forearm straight onto ELP's head. Forearm or an elbow.
Back, but JP Bamford pulling him off of Adrian Goodwin, laying some body shots in.
He's doing everything he can to sort of fight back now, but the squadron having a 2-on-1 advantage here with ELP a bit ruined in the back there. And we've seen this plenty of times in history, in wrestling history before.
Oh my god! Oh, what a super kick from ELP. Ryan Tate doesn't have children now. He's never going to have them after that.
He's been a bit distracted, showing off there to realise what has just happened. But anyway, jumps in the corner. He ducks out of the way.
And the uppercut. Oh, and a big knee. Oh, looks like it caught Bamford right on the nose there. Bamford sending down, and here we go.
Patented uppercuts from ELP.
It calls them the up yours uppercuts.
The only reason I'm not world champ right now is because you're too much of a bitch!
He's trash talking Purge on the outside, but obviously any little distraction in this match could spell disaster for any team here, so ELP needs to remain focused, but Adrian Goodwin just planted by Ryan Tate now, and you know, that could be it. Kick out at 2 there by Adrian Goodwin, showing his resiliency. Ryan Tate just a bit flustered there, I reckon. JP Bamford on the outside here with Purge. Holding his nose, looks like that knee definitely caught him in the nose before. ELP just slamming Purge with that the remainder of that table. Ryan Tate plants Adrian again, but Adrian countering into sort of the good one cutter of sorts, but ELP breaking it up just in the nick of time.
ELP sort of getting distracted with Purge. He's got to focus on the match, focus on who's in the match. Purge is he's on one bad leg, you know, he's not going to be getting too involved in this, I would imagine. Vincent Crowley on the other hand, still on the outside, watching on closely, trying to help the righteous plan here. And here we go, Bulldog from Adrian Goodwin. I don't know what you'd call that,
a bit of a, yeah, like a Bulldog cross famous, almost like a Zack attack as they call it in other promotions. Rough Rider of sorts.
Still hurt on the outside here.
Good one dropping that elbow.
Hard to tell. I think Purge may have got him a towel. Yeah, but it looks like he might have had a bit of blood sprout from the nose from that knee there.
Come on, boys, get up! You got this!
Take a bit and get back into this band because Adrian can't do this alone.
You know, we have seen quite a few shots delivered to Bamford's face tonight, including a whole bunch of knees from Frankie Grime, obviously, earlier. And now ELP delivering one of those knees into JP Bamford's face. You know, never really good. ELP is a bigger bloke, obviously a lot bigger than Frankie Grime, but those knees just like absolute sledges. A drive-by to fucking to Vincent Crowley, sorry.
Crowley didn't see that coming.
Too many Vinces in this company, I think.
Suplex. Oh, perhaps looking. No. He's now. I thought he might have been going for a three amigos, but ooh, Bamford just coming to the rescue, one-handed.
Adrian fighting his way out here and delivers a suplex of his own. Picture perfect. Absolutely plants Ryan Tate.
Getting a bit of height on that one too. Bamford is gonna will himself back into this. He's trying to block that nose up. With the bridge, good one with the pin. That extra leverage definitely helps ELP and even Vincent Crowley there to try and prevent that as much as he can. Bamford now back in the ring, trying to get himself back into this in a knee to ELP. Return the favour. Ryan Tate just cops a kick straight to the midsection after doing his best to get up. And Tate now returns the favour. And here we go. Now positioning Bamford, slamming him down. That takes the wind out of you. We got ELP on the other side, wrenching the neck of Adrian Goodwin against the ropes. There's a lot going on in this match. Quite hard to follow.
Yeah, Scud Wilbur doing a pretty fair job of officiating this match. Not getting too caught up in everything else.
Ryan Tate, the twist of Tate.
Taking a page out of his brother's book there, but we're going to see ELP maybe hit one of his own or maybe return the favour to Ryan Tate. But JP Bamford looking absolutely ruined at this point.
Just ELP. Oh, the Osgiliath rising. I can't think of a pun.
The Osgiliath descending, we would say.
Yep. Now, Tate works Adrian over to the corner. Tate up on the second rope. Here we go. Big cross body, Adrian. Ooh. And all men crashing into each other there.
Watch what you're doing.
Those feet straight on the face of JP Bamford already.
Looked like ELP got knocked off a bit as well, and ELP not looking too happy with that from Ryan Tate. Looking a bit upset.
Obviously the tension between Ryan Tate and ELP unfolding over the last couple of weeks. These men certainly wouldn't want to add more to
Surely
it.
we have to talk about how ELP previously cashed in his contract in the case in a Heatwave title match between JP Bamford and Ryan Tate, betraying his friend, betraying the SPD emergency. You know, these two haven't teamed together in quite some time. They went to MXW Thumbtacks. They went to MXW, rekindled their romance, and formed the Righteous Plan along with Lucky B, and have since added Vincent Crowley.
You know, last episode, the season finale of Inferno Season 2, we did say ELP hit Ryan Tate with a twist of fate at the end of the six-man match in order to...
Bamford tried to goat ELP out. ELP won none of it. Now Purge hands the crutch to JP Bamford. And some shots into the back of ELP, and it looks like Bamford might just force ELP out. Drive by ELP, and now Adrian Goodwin, second row drop kick to the back. Innovative offense there from the engineer of offense. Pirate thumbtack, and what Bamford got in mind here, looking to put an end to ELP. ELP sends him over, Bamford landing right into those thumbtacks. That's gotta hurt, landing shoulder and back first.
You gotta wonder if... how many thumbtacks are going to have to be pulled out of his arm, well, either now or after this match.
And that left cheek now sitting in him, and watching, he's in a lot of pain.
Scott will be trying to accommodate JP Bamford there by taking out the thumbtacks in order to continue this match.
The pain on Bamford's face, seeing shocks through his body. Oh, whoa, Adrian Goodwin and Ryan Tate. Ryan Tate looking at his superplex. Adrian Goodwin to the outside. Goodwin's going to fight back in. Oh, Goodwin.
Not quite sure what that was. Another failed attempt.
Superplex of his own.
You know, it must be just the curse of Ryan Tate. Anytime Ryan Tate and anyone else is up on the turnbuckles, it's probably not a good idea.
Trying to prevent ELP from getting back in the ring momentarily, but does not do much. ELP split kick. Adrian Bamford back in the ring, and Bamford with Purge's shoe.
You know, size 16 shoe, not going to be soft on the back.
In Australia, we call that getting thonged. And let me tell you, as a man who's been thonged several times, it is not pleasant.
I think the next step for JP Bamford here is to maybe make a thongerang. So now just driving the boot straight into Tate's throat there, and with a sneaky little thong hit there.
Virgie might be on one leg, but he's still got a bit to give, and Adrian gets ELP with a DDT, and now all four men looking down and out. Crowley. Position to protect himself as much as he can. Crowley. Oh, Bamford!
Just driving that arm straight into Crowley's nuts. Now, I don't think Crowley's going to have any kids either. He's due to get married very soon, but it looks like the consummating won't turn out with results.
It looks like the Viking bloodline dies with Vincent Crowley as we look into the lost eyes of Ryan Tate.
The shattered soul of Ryan Tate.
This match rages on. We saw Bamford grab another door out, perhaps looking to send another one of the Righteous Plan through. We saw ELP go through one earlier. These men looking very exhausted as the sky begins to darken in the background.
You know, we haven't really haven't run a Wrestlehouse event in the darker sort of part of the day for a very long time.
Crowley trying to get back on a Purge. Oh, Adrian Goodwin with the power, just saying, no, you don't.
Picking him up like a rag doll, but breaking it up now. JP Bamford straight in there to help Adrian out.
Now Bamford lining ELP up. Oh, and a super kick right under the chin of ELP.
You gotta wonder how far ELP's jaw was just smashed then.
And then Crowley into the neighbour's fence.
That crowd member having to stand up with his belongings just to get out of the way of the carnage here. You know, whenever it spills out in the crowd.
Has Purge gone there? What's Ryan Tate doing? Bamford tries to stop it.
Bamford
Chapoulin through the table, Purge.
Ryan Tate
my God,
narrowly.
Just a fucking help out here. Purge is out.
Absolutely lifeless. Eyes still open and everything staring.
He's a disabled man, and he's just been put through a door.
He's gone. He's gone.
Despicable act from Ryan Tate.
Squadron very distraught, but ELP with a chair now. Straight to the back of Adrian, and now the back of JP Bamford.
Bamford laying across Burge, trying to protect him as much as he can as he gets railed with them chair shots from ELP.
You know, Purge laying there like an actual corpse right now. He's absolutely lifeless, hasn't moved.
ELP obviously not forgotten JP Bamford when he first debuted, causing quite some damage with a chair. Well, this is going way back now when JP Bamford caused severe bruising to ELP's back with some chair shots. Bamford rolling to the other side of the ring, trying to get away from ELP, trying to get a bit of a breather.
You know, everyone in this match, bar Vincent Crowley, has been pretty much around since the inception of Wrestlehouse, and obviously a long history between the four competitors. A nice little inverted DDT.
Man. It's like Ryan Tate once again working over Purge. Now ELP going to send Adrian Goodwin down. Some stomps to the midsection. JP Bamford on the outside, Ryan Tate on the outside. ELP once again going high risk, high reward. Climbing to the top, losing his foot in a bit. And oh my god!
Swanton to the outside, actually connects this time. But, you know, JP Bamford sort of back to his feet. You got to wonder whether he sort of caught him on the way down. And ELP making his way back up now. JP Bamford nowhere to really be seen.
That's enough.
Both Righteous Plan members back in the ring. Adrian in the ring by himself.
Meeting in the middle. Righteous Plan has got to take advantage of this. They've got to get Adrian Goodwin. Tension flaring up.
You're not doing it again.
Intent on causing much more pain to Purge, considering ELP's missed his World Championship match tonight. Sorry, I should say.
ELP will be the first participant in the Gold Rush tournament.
Touch him again. He's done. He's not even involved. Get him.
Tate asserting his leadership here. Oh, JP Bamford with the kendo.
I think he copped Tate right in the eye.
Straight back up and a drop kick sends JP Bamford back out on the outside there, and
Adrian comes in, sends Tate away, gets the Goodwin cutter. It's ELP, this could be it. ELP rolls out of the ring.
Ryan Tate taking advantage here.
What's he got? The Noah's Ark from Ryan Tate, the cover. 1, 2, and Bamford just getting in there, splitting up the pin. The driver by Ryan Tate. I thought that was it. I thought Adrian was done for. Tate and ELP showing very, very strong tension between these two. The Squadron now has to capitalise. ELP out of the ring. ELP looking very angry as he turns his intentions to Purge.
You know, if my short-term memory serves me right, that would be the third time that Adrian was planted by that Noah's Ark, and ELP obviously not too phased on what's going on in the ring, opposed to what's going on the outside there. As Purge still lifeless on the ground.
That takes the wind out of you, that move. And look at Bamford. He's waiting for ELP to turn around. Bamford sizing him up. And oh my god!
Ryan Tate just colliding with ELP.
Don't touch him.
Bamford with the double axe handle. Bamford doesn't care about the lovers' quarrel here between Tate and ELP. Oh my gosh. And now ELP returns a favour to Tate. Look at these two. They just can't work together. And look at Bamford. He is shocked. He is just going to stand back, let these two rip each other apart and pick up the scraps by the looks of things.
You know, ELP just making it very easy for the Squadron right now. All we really have to do is throw Ryan Tate in and that could be it, but
Bamford with the tray. Across the head of ELP and another shot. Out of the back.
Crowley and Adrian having a exchange of words on the outside
Crowley
there.
now in the ring.
What's Crowley doing?
Right. Unfortunately, when there's so much going on, it's so hard to capture all the action. Crowley looking like he got a shot on Adrian Goodwin, and once again Bamford comes up to Crowley. And Bamford just shoving Crowley between the rows of seats there. Crowley does not look comfortable position there.
You know, I've slept in worse places while drunk, but definitely where Crowley is right now would not be comfortable.
You can see them thorn bushes protruding out.
And this has got to be the 80th fucking table of Game Over, but, you know, a table in Wrestlehouse never gets old. It's always a fun time to watch someone get absolutely destroyed, but the question is, who? Who is going to go through this table?
I believe I heard Bamford shout out that it's got... well, he said someone else's name. I didn't quite make that one out, but I think he said ELP's name finally. We do apologise. It is starting to get a bit dark here at Wrestlehouse. Hopefully these men can find a way to keep the other down and put an end to this match before it gets too dark. Oh, the cooking tray. That was for Bob Snaggs later in the evening. Straight across the head of ELP. ELP's down.
Fucking head off!
Putting a big forearm to the side of ELP's jaw.
Purge getting in a sneaky shot there on ELP as he's hit the ground, but
Adrian Goodwin able to get out of this. Trying to fight against Ryan Tate. And now look at this. ELP back to his feet. He's got Bamford right where he wants him. Bamford just desperately trying to hang on. Bamford not giving up. And, oh, Bamford powerbomb through the table.
you set it up, you go through it. It's the golden
Bamford's
unwritten
out.
rule.
This is the opportunity for the Righteous Plan ELP. Get in the ring and help your teammate Ryan Tate. Tate goes for the cover.
What is
ELP
ELP?
in with the Osgilia's rising. ELP comes in, takes the
And
pin.
Righteous Plan are your new Wrestlehouse Tag Team Champions.
Bamford tried to make it, but Bamford just too sore. The reign ends. 323 days for a Squadron in your new Wrestlehouse Tag Team Champions, the Righteous Plan. And look at Bamford, he is distraught.
The ending there kind of questionable. Very curious to see how that all rolls out following Game Over, as we just seen ELP pulling Ryan Tate off
Bamford,
of Adrian Goodwin.
Bamford quite proud tag team wrestler, the first ever tag team champion, and now the longest reigning tag team champion, two-time tag team champion with JP Bamford. Very proud to be part of the tag team division, and looks visibly upset about losing his championships.
I feel the situation here might only be right. The amount of battles that these teams have had, the war that has transpired over the last few months, has all waged down to this, and now the Righteous Plan have picked up the victory.
Sign of respect from the Squadron and the Righteous Plan. They don't like each other, but they went through hell tonight. We've got new tag team champions, the Righteous Plan. We have Ryan Tate, Heatwave champion, tag team champion. We're flanked by Vincent Crowley, and ELP just snatches the tag belt, handing it to Crowley.
And let's be
Tate
honest,
did all the work.
this could be another potential match of the year at our next awards. This was absolutely astounding to watch.
Insane. All these men just not wanting to give up, not wanting to lose the tag team champions. The Squadron did everything they could, put up one hell of a fight, never once looked like they were going to back down. In the Righteous Plan were able to gain that split second to get the 3 count to become the new Wrestlehouse Tag Team Champions.
Obviously, this match here full of disadvantages, such as Lockie B not arriving at Wrestlehouse Game Over, Purge with an ankle injury.
Just look at the way Tate is staring a hole through ELP. He won the match, but there is a lot more to be uncovered here. Tensions between ELP and Ryan Tate. The Righteous Plan. Whilst they've won the tag team championships, looking at ends with each other.
And let's be honest, I think Vincent Crowley just overly happy to be here and overly happy to hold his first championship goal.
Vincent Crowley looking like ELP's little lapdog. The Righteous Plan celebrate their tag title winners. Ryan Tate left in the ring. Still the Heatwave champion, Ryan Tate. Defending successfully earlier tonight, now coming out again to help win the Wrestlehouse Tag Team Championships. And you got to think there's more to this. ELP, Crowley leaving Tate behind in the ring. And you look at the Squadron here, obviously distraught. For over a year, the Squadron have been sort of the best tag team in Wrestlehouse, sort of ruling that division. They beat Luchas Malvados for those tag team titles 323 days ago. This has gotta hurt them. Yeah.
You know, the top faction in not only Wrestlehouse but backyard wrestling as a whole. And
Benefiting Adrian, celebrate to the crowd, Squadron.
a hard fought battle by the squad.
They always put on the show. And oh my God! What the fuck?
Why, Bamford? Why?
Look at Purge. Purge is just as shocked. Bamford, visibly frustrated at Adrian Goodwin, sends him into the entranceway.
He was trying to make his way over, but tripping on everything in the process. Not hard
Purge is
to,
still hurt. Purge doesn't know what's going on.
not hard to get over there with one leg.
Purge back in his... Oh my God! And now Purge, the low blow.
And that I think that was even more surprising. We kind of seen, you know, the frustration on JP Bamford was obviously showing, but Purge is unleashing on Adrian now. Both the squadron members.
best, Adrian? Where were you? You think I don't remember who took that title from me the first time?
Squadron imploding here at Game Over. And now Bamford. No. Oh my God.
Just ruining Adrian's night, entire night, probably his whole month.
These guys were like brothers to one another.
You know, obviously a bit of a weird scenario there, but
Squadron imploding to end Wrestlehouse Game Over.
nevertheless,
Exciting event we have there.
awesome.
Plenty to unfold.
And we will see you guys on season 3 of Inferno. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Ace Montgomery signing out.